Good morning, guys. Well, I want to clear up just one piece before I get into the difficult division of the long division of polynomials. All right. So let's go to number 9a. So we will clear this up, get all the things that I will advise you. But before we go on, let's go back to some basics. I like to just do these things and you'll get an idea what I'm speaking about right away. Remind yourself of the past and you'll see how easy the future can be. Right? So let's say we were dividing our method of long division, 729 divided by 5. Remember what we did? We did 5 into 7, 1, and then we multiply the 1 by the 5, 1, 5, 5. And then we do our subtraction and we get 2. And then we bring it down, 2. And then we go again, 22 divided by 5, 4. And then we did 4 times 5, 20. And then we did a subtraction again. Right? And we keep going until we get a remainder, because of course that's a 9, which can be divided by a 5. So you'll have a remainder of most likely 4. Alright? With an answer. Let's just work it out quickly. 22, and then we left with 2. And then we bring down the 9, and then we go back again. 29 divided by 5, 5, and that's 5. And then we multiply 5 times 5, it's 25. And we get a remainder of 4. Since there's nothing else to bring down, we have a remainder of 729 divided by 5 is equal to 145, remainder 4. Remember that? And take my advice, please. All the things that I would advise you to do when working these kind of questions. Alright, so number 9 asks you to find, show that x minus 1 is a factor of x cubed minus 7x plus 6. My first thing is to look at the equation they give you, and from that make sure you have all the components in place. When I say all the components, make sure you have everything x cubed followed by what is 1 lower in the power, x cubed, x squared, x to the 1, etc. Right? So let's write this back. X cubed minus 7x plus 6. Let's put in the missing components, right? And don't get confused. When I say missing, you'll understand now. X cubed, let's put in what's the next one if we lower the power, x to the 2, right? X squared. So we're going to add plus 0x squared, don't leave it out, right? And then after x squared, we go x cubed, x squared, then we get x to the 1. Well, we have x to the 1 here, right? So we put in minus 7x plus 6. So we have the missing component because, as you can see, we jumped from x cubed to x to the first. Alright, this is for long division. I'm just saying include the missing component before you start working. And then we do our division sign. And it's divided by x minus 1. Right? Because to show that it's a factor, you remember when a number is a factor means it can divide the other number and the remainder will be 0. Alright, so let's start working. The first thing to do, we deal with the first component. The first component, and we divide it by the first component of this factor. So we're looking at the x's alone, so to speak. So it's x cubed divided by x minus 1, right? This entire thing. But when we're doing the division now, we look at x cubed and the x. And we go to the side. X cubed divided by x. We go to the side. X cubed divided by x. That will leave x squared. And we bring the x squared and we put it there. Right? So we're saying x cubed divided by x gives you x squared. After doing that, we take the x squared and then multiply it by the entire factor. So we take the x squared and multiply it by x minus 1. We'll get x squared times x, x cubed, x squared times minus x, minus 1, we get minus x squared. And we bring that as your answer here. X cubed minus x squared. Perfect. Now this is one of the things I want to advise you to always do, right? So in short, x cubed divided by x gives you x squared x squared times x minus 1 gives you that. And then we subtract. But always take my advice, always bracket this off and then put your minus sign. Always do that. Bracket it off and then put your minus sign outside. The reason why is so you can see clearly the two different signs coming together. So let's minus x cubed minus x cubed. That's going to give you 0. And then let's write it in for those people who might not understand it as yet. 0 times x cubed. And then we do 0x squared minus x squared. That's going to be 0x squared plus x squared, right? Minus times minus is plus. So we have now 1x squared plus x squared. Alright? Now, once you get your answer, first thing to do, bring down the next component, minus 7x. Great. And we go again, just like how we started with the x cubed. We go again with this, and we start with remember with this, we started with the first component, x cubed. And now with this, we start with the first component, x squared. X squared divided by this x squared divided by x, we're going to get just x. Right? So, x into x squared is x. I remember it's a positive x, right? So, positive x. Good. And then we go again. X times x minus 1. X times x minus 1. X squared minus x. And we take this and we put it there to the answer. X squared minus x. Now remember I said, once you get this answer, bracket it off. And bring your minus sign outside. This is how important it shows right here. And then we do our subtraction. X squared minus x squared is 0x squared. Now look at this. Minus 7x minus x will be minus 7x plus x, which gives you minus 6x. Once you get your answer, bring down the next component, plus 6. Right? And we go again. Negative 6x is just the first part. Negative 6x divided by x. Negative 6x divided by x, that's negative 6. Alright, see this? Negative 6 is the answer. So we put negative 6 as the answer. Alright, and then we take a negative 6, then negative 6, and multiply by x minus 1. Negative 6 multiplied by x minus 1 gives you negative 6x plus 6. See, negative 6 times negative 1 plus 6. And you get negative 6x plus 6. And our answer starts to look up, because once we have the same item minus in the same item, that's 0. Anyway, remember, put your bracket and then your minus sign. Negative 6x minus 6x is negative 6x plus 6x, 0x. 6 minus 6 plus 0. And 0 is the end. Right? Now we have, we don't have a remainder. That means that x minus 1 is a factor of x cubed minus 7x plus 6. Very simple. Now, the thing about it, you'll always notice this. If you notice this not happening, then something is going wrong. When you do your first component, it should be ruled out. It should come to a 0. When you do your first component of the next line, it should come to 0. So if you get an answer like 1x cubed, trouble. That's trouble. Check your working back again. If you get something like 2x squared, when it's actually working out so that we can rule it out, and we do not get 0, trouble. So check back your working. So this is it. Now, the next video, the tougher long division for polynomials.